So we're here at the Knighthead Performance Centre to learn a little bit more about our academy here at Birmingham City, and who better to speak to than the technical director, Mike. Mike, tell us a little bit about your role and what that looks like day to day.
My job is quite simply just to try and attract and develop the best possible players. It's a relentless job. It's very much a rewarding job, but we've got 15 teams in the academy, and they range from pre-academy under 6s and 7s right the way through to our under 21s, hopefully pushing to get in the first team. So
Category 1, Cat 1, has been a bit of a buzzword over the course of the last 12 months. Tell us about what being a Category 1 academy means to Birmingham City.
The Premier League, in its wisdom, and it was a real masterstroke, introduced EPPP. That's brought about 4 categories of clubs, Cat 1 being the highest, Cat 4 being the lowest, and each category comes with quite stringent demands, and it's all about what we call, and what it's turned in the game, as best with best. We've gone for Cat 1 status, which we've been awarded, and that's because our owners have very graciously invested in what we're aiming to achieve. And this season coming, it's our first proper season back in competing against the other 31 or 32 Cat 1 clubs that are out there now in the game nationally.
The change in the last 2 years has been phenomenal. It's a really exciting club to be at, and you can see that they're really heavily invested in the young players of Birmingham and the boys that are signed to the club. And all you got to do is look around at the quality of the playing surfaces up at the top. We got a new 3G surface, all goals were brand new and everything. So just on the surface, we've seen a lot of investment, but so much behind the scenes in terms of the infrastructure of the academy and the support we can now provide to every individual within the schoolboys and the professional development phase. Yeah, it's changed a lot.
Academy Performance Analysis, it's part of a process whereby we use video data and technology to obviously review performance. Again, it's a pretty key part of basically the coaching process nowadays within football in general, also academy football. So again, we're using video that we'll call from games today, sit down with the players, so then players can look at their own individual clips to obviously review their performances. One benefit of us becoming a Category 1 academy this season as well, we're going to be involved in Premier League 2. And from that, they've got a partnership with Opta. So we'll be to get Opta data for our under 18s, under 21s, and then we can use that data to obviously benchmark different performances and use that to sort of support the development of our players by giving them that sort of objective information rather than just using subjective video all the time.
We're investing for the future, which is what we're trying to do for the next 10-15 years. I mean, I quite often say we talk to our pre-academy, they'll be hopefully making their debut in the new sports quarter in season 39-40, I think it is. So it is mad to think that we're planning that far ahead, but that's what we have to do. And being part of the Cat 1 programme, where we are travelling to Chelsea, we are playing against Manchester City, we see ourselves against the best teams and the best players out there, and that then in itself allows us to attract the best players in as well.
You mentioned the pre-academy and of course the young players who are coming in. How does that work? How does a young player make their first steps in a Birmingham City shirt?
So we can start to recruit and officially sign players at under 9. So prior to that, any player, what we call the pre-academy, when the kids are under 8s, under 7s, under 6 even. Pre-academy's not just about bringing them to the club, but it allows us to develop the players, actually spend an incredible amount of time and effort trying to develop them, not just as football players, but as young human beings as well.
And that's really important, developing as human beings, because a huge part of the Cat 1 process is having the classrooms as well. Education and football go hand in hand here.
It's a commitment that every Cat 1 club has. We have an incredible education officer, Tim Smith, who is determined to make this one of the best education programmes in the country. We've got 3 full-size, fully functional classrooms inside the building. Children in all year round and all week round, and our scholars and up to the under 21. So it's not just the school children that come in out of school. And but we do this because we know the facts tell us a lot of these kids aren't going to make the professional grade. I mean, we all know what the challenges and the demands to become an elite professional football. So we've got 3 very clear objectives. Number 1, produce players for our first team. That's going to be our commitment always. Then produce players for the game. And then finally, to ensure that any player that leaves here leaves better equipped for life outside of football or outside of Birmingham.
Our academy values are honesty, hard work and commitment, and that's things that, whether they're out on the pitch with us as the coaches, or whether they're in the gym with the strength and conditioning guys, or whether they're in the classroom education and all the other departments, performance and analyse watching their games back, we always try and weave those values into the boys in terms of, are you committed to being the best version of yourself, whether that's in a warm-up with the physical performance team, or whether that's in the classroom doing a bit of a post-game review, or whether it is out on the grass. We just try and incorporate that hard work, being true to yourself, being honest. Am I being the best version of myself? Am I really being committed to try and improve every time I get to wear the club badge and come to train and come to play?
We're very fortunate. We've got a director of football in Craig Gardner. His commitment to youth development here has been incredible. So Craig's commitment and passion to youth development makes it very much an easy step for us to try and bring our players into the first team. And then, to add to that, we've got Chris and his first team staff that are extremely productive in terms of youth development. Even though we're on separate sites, our players are down there on a regular basis, and our job is to upskill any of our players to get into the first team. And that's we talk a lot about the pathway, and that's an incredibly difficult thing to do because the standards within the first team have been risen enormously, and our job is to raise the quality of the players that we're producing here to complement the first team.
Because of course there is a financial benefit as well to developing these star players going forward.
Clubs home and abroad, look at Benfica and Manchester City, but not only that, look at what this club has done.
Yep.
With Jude and Job and JJ and Ramel, most recently. Producing homegrown players is not just about the finances and how that helps the club. The fans also love seeing their homegrown players on the pitch. So, that's a commitment that our chief executive, our director of football, and ultimately our owners have shown by, investing heavily in this youth system, and hopefully we'll bear the fruits in years to come.
Mike, you're a very busy man. We'll let you get back to the rest of your day. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for your time. Cheers.